Alright, hey YouTube. I just wanted to put together a quick video here about saving money and kind of quoting Silverfish VT's video, but how bad do you want it? The things that we have to sacrifice in order to buy silver, and not even just silver. This can be any investment you have. It could be your 401k, it could be your life insurance, your health insurance, anything that, you're putting money into that you think you're going to get it back out of. Or health insurance. Yeah, we'll see. But, this is 206 ounces I'm at now. I'm at the 200 mark after two months. I feel like that's a big accomplishment, especially on my wage. I'll give you guys some personal information here. I'm 25 years old. Just turned 25 a few days ago. Recently engaged. And, I feel for a 25-year-old having 200 ounces isn't bad. My wage, I get paid $14, maybe $15 an hour. Not a lot. Not a lot. But at the end of the month, I still have a couple $100 for some silver. And a lot of people go, how do you do that? Well, for one thing, I don't go out a lot. I do have a social life. I'm not just in here making YouTube videos. But, when I do go out now, I used to go out and play blackjack with my buddies. I do like blackjack. I like gambling, I like pull tabs at the bars. I don't know wherever you guys live, but where I live, we have blackjack and pull tabs. And, one day, I'm sick of giving. I go, how are these people making so much money off me? I really enjoy being able to hold this stuff and knowing that I can come home and just lift up this weight and be like, wow, I worked hard for this. This is my work right here, This right here, at $14 an hour, this is 2 hours worth of work. I worked 2 hours for this. Now, that's something that I like to put into perspective. What about when you go to a movie and you pay, give or take whatever you make, but, okay, so let's go off my wage. $14 an hour, we'll say. So, we go out and I pay $7.50 a piece per movie ticket to get in. Well, I had to work an hour just to get into that movie theater. I had to work an hour just to get into that movie theater. Now we go to the concession stands and we spend $20 on popcorn, pop, and a thing of candy or whatever. That's, that's another $20. That's another hour and a half. I had to work. So I just now had to work 2.5 hours just to get into this movie and eat some popcorn. Now, you got to kind of play this in your head. Would you want to, if I said, instead of just handing over cash or a debit card, I hate plastic cards nowadays because it's an electronic number to people. It's not even actual cash. Handing over actual paper money is so much harder. I wouldn't call it money. This is money. But now, if I said, if the person at the movie theater said, you can't get into this movie and have this popcorn and this soda until you work 2.5 hours for me, would you find it worth it then? I wouldn't. I would, I'd probably be like, you know what, I don't have 2.5 hours to work just to get into this movie. I'm probably going to go home and, do something else. Now, a lot of things also, too, is you got to look for better ways to save money as well. There are so many ways the people are just kind of not, okay, let me, for instance, Silverfish VT, secondspin.com, I believe the website is, where you can get rid of all your DVDs. Some of them for like a nickel, so I wouldn't recommend that. But some of them that I've had for 5 years, we're going for $5-10. I think we made $50 off selling 10 DVDs. Our used laptops, we had 3 used laptops, I believe, and used cell phones just sitting around. You just Google money for used electronics, and I think we made like $150 off selling our electronics, which doesn't seem like a lot when you spend $300-400 per laptop, but when they're busted and they don't work very well and you're never going to use them again, can't even take anything off of them, so it was $150. I work for my dad every now and then. He has a kind of like a carpenter business, a handyman business, whatever you want to call it. And, he pays me better than my regular job. He pays me $16-18 an hour. And on my days off, I work 4/10s, so I have 3 days off. I don't need 3 days off. So I go out and I work for him. and I make an extra, $100 a day just working a couple hours, or 100, whatever. So, you gotta get out of your comfort zone here, people. I just can't stress enough. And if you don't want this, if silver's not what you want, or a retirement's not what you want, that's fine. I work, and I'll tell you even a little more personal information about me. I work at a bank. Okay, and I talk to people every day, and no, I'm not a teller, but I talk to people every day. And there's these old people who call me, and they're 70, 75 years old. And all that they're almost crying on the other end of the phone because they have a joint account with their son or their daughter who's now like 40. And they get their Social Security check, which is decent in my mind. You get $800 check, but their kids spend it at 40 years old. Not only is it bad reputation on the kids for spending their elderly folks' money who spent so much money on them already, that's just horrible saving strategy, but they don't have money for food. At 70, technically they should only be retired for 5 years. They don't have money for food, they don't have money for anything. They're on the phone with tears because they don't have money, and I don't have any kind of way of telling them how to do anything because they don't have any money. Credit cards are probably the worst invention in the human history. There's nothing wrong with having a credit card. I have a credit card, and I have a very high limit on my credit card, but I do not use it. I think my credit card limit is somewhere around $11,000. No way I should ever need that much money, but it's better on your credit score. I have a very good credit score. I spend maybe $500 out of that credit card, and then I have to pay it off. I feel very, very dirty having more than $500 on my credit card. So I'm not sure exactly. I'm going to have to ponder what I want to title this video, but it needs to sink into a lot of people. Not necessarily you, but, you have to do that inner soul search of, I can't remember who said what, I can't remember which, and I'm sorry that I'm stealing your quotes here, but somebody said there's a dollar sign out there. Somewhere there's a number on how much money you're going to make. I don't have any cash right now on me, but he held up a dollar bill and he said there's only so many of these you're going to make in your lifetime. And when you spend it, you can no longer get that one back. And I think that is a great attitude to have. So what do you do now? You can go out and you can buy one of these. Just go buy a silver bar once a week, once a month. And guess what? It seems like it's spending money, but it's saving money. Yeah, silver might go down, silver might go up. But it's in your possession. It's in your house. If you have this much, I wouldn't recommend, and I'm not saying this is a whole lot, but I don't feel comfortable having this in my house anymore. So I actually invested in a safety deposit box recently. $20 a year at my bank. Sweet. Whatever. I'll pay one of these to make sure I don't lose all of these. So, but you can imagine. I could rant all day about this, and I don't want to make this longer than a 10-minute video. So all I'm going to say, people, is, there's different varieties, different speeds people stack, different ages people start. I think Silverfish VT said in one of his videos he was in his mid-40s, early 40s or something. But good on him. He's still got 20-some years of stacking until he retires. Good on him. He's going to be set. There's no way about it, and there's no way he won't be set. Now some info I would like on you guys is I have a lot of pure silver here. You guys have been looking at it for the last 8.5 minutes, so you guys know what I have. But I was wondering about junk silver. I was really wondering about junk silver. I have this thing about 90% silver. I want to know if I have 206 ounces. I have 206 ounces of pure silver. So I would like some input on the comment boxes of what people think about junk silver. I'm going to start, I did do these zombie bucks things. These are just rounds, but I think they're neat. Every single series that comes out after this, I'm going to also collect not only the Zombucks, but also the coin that they're imitating. So I'm going to try that. But, alright everybody, I ranted enough at you. All I gotta say is, don't go out there and don't let somebody else make money off of your irresponsible money-saving habits. Now when I say you, I'm not talking to you, the listener specifically, but you as people. We need to get out there and we need to save money and quit letting people take advantage of us. I no longer will let that happen, and now I have all this to show for it. And I don't even know where this money came from. I'm going to go a little bit over 10 minutes here. The funny thing is like on and probably a lot of you are like, wow, he only makes $14 an hour. for a smartphone. So just cut down your costs and you're going to have plenty of revenue. It's just like a business. It's like a little business. If you have a business that makes, my favorite phrase somebody told me was, if somebody makes $1 million, that's great, but if they spend $1 million at the end of the year, they're still broke. If you make $30,000 a year and you only spend $20,000 a year, well, you still have more money than that millionaire. It's just something for you guys to ponder over. All right, guys, I've already taken up enough of your time. It's almost 11 minutes in this video. God bless. I appreciate any comments. And, yeah, let me know any tips, advice, any other ways of saving money you guys have. That 90% silver, junk silver, any silver. Let me know. All right? I'll talk to you guys later.